Hey there, real estate agents. This week's message is focused on how to defend your commission. And this is a really important topic because it's how to defend your livelihood. This is the way in which real estate agents, right, make money, make income. And increasingly in this world, we're seeing that erode. We're seeing commission rates come down. We're seeing more and more agents trade away their commission rate, their livelihood, just to secure a listing. And this is a sad state of affairs. But the reality is we don't have a lot of control over that, where the market moves, how these things happen, where the trends start to unfold. What we do have control over is our strategy on defending our commission, on how we take a stand for what we're worth, for our value, and for the results we get for our clients. Specifically here, we're talking about listing clients, sellers that are looking to list their property with us. So couple of tactics here and strategies that I embrace and that my team embraces to make sure that we defend our commission, that we're not trading it away. And, we've consistently and routinely for my entire career had most all of our listings, many 7 figures and up, under contract listing agreement for 7%. That is a market high in most places across the country. Most markets, especially when you get into the luxury higher price points, are now around 6, sometimes even lower 5. Some discount brokers are doing it at 4, and some companies are now doing it at even less than that, 3 or even below, a fixed fee in many markets. So it's more imperative than ever, if we don't want to keep making less money and working harder, right, for the same results, that we learn how to defend our worth and defend our commission. So here are a couple tactics. One is focus in your listing presentation and pitch at the end when you discuss the commission rate and the terms of your listing agreement. Focus your pitch on value, not price. By that I mean, you want to make sure that you've touched on all of the points very comprehensively in your listing presentation as to why you charge what you do without saying that. Meaning, if you're the highest priced broker in the market, like I am and like we are, you better produce and provide a really high quality service and an exemplary superior result in terms of your sales track record, your marketing assets and implementation of the plan. The white glove service that you provide to your clients in terms of expertise, advice, and counsel in this process, because that's what would command a higher price than others, right? Just like if you're going to go to Target, right, to buy clothing, that's going to be at a different price point and for a different consumer and mindset and clientele, right, than going to, let's say, Saks Fifth Avenue, right, or Neiman Marcus, maybe, to make a bad, clothing designer analogy. You get where I'm going with this. So we need to focus on the value and the competitive points of differentiation on what we provide versus what our competitors do, right? If our competitors that we're going up against in these listing appointments are charging 1 or 2 percentage points lower, we better know what they're not doing for their clients, right? So that we can get ahead of that objection. We can make sure that we're touching on that in the listing presentation. The things that we do that our competitors aren't doing. Professional photography, maybe professional videography, maybe using a Matterport 3D camera, using a drone, syndicating on a different, more exclusive websites, producing really high quality, both digital and print content to market, create collateral out in the market to get more exposure for qualified lead showings and offers, right? Focus on value, not on price. The second is really focusing on results and outcome versus cost or expense. Meaning oftentimes, right, when we see a price, we see a percentage, 7% of $1 million or 500,000, right, is 70,000 or 35,000. It's a lot of money, right? It's a big number. But it's not a big number when taken in context, in relation to the service you're providing, which is selling and disposing of an asset, arguably one of the largest assets of that client and of that homeowner. So if you look at it that way, and you look at the comparative results that you or your firm, if you're new, right, we have to leverage something larger than us if we're a new agent. So the average close to list price of your firm, let's say you can quote if you don't have one yet, you want to make sure you're focused on that. You want to make sure that you're able to articulate, hopefully, a competitive differentiating fact of the difference, or what we call the delta, between your company's average close to list price versus the competitors. Here's an example. We would often state in the vacation markets that we're closing properties on average of about 97% of list price. So on $1 million property, we're closing on an average of $970,000. Our competitors are at 93 to 94%. So the same property would sell on average again for $930,000 to $940,000. That's a difference of almost $30,000 or 3 percentage points on $1 million hypothetical home. But we're only charging 1% more than that competitor who charges 6. So do the math. We're charging $10,000 more, but we're saving $30,000. So we're charging a net delta of, or we're actually saving rather, a net delta of $20,000 we're putting in the pocket of our homeowner seller client on average. Now that was a wordy way of telling it, but you understand the point here. The takeaway is that focus on the outcome. Focus on the results you get for the service and the marketing that you provide, that your company provides. Use statistics and numbers to help support your argument, right? And if you don't have those yet yourself personally, leverage something larger than yourself. Your overarching brand, if it's a national brand or international brand or affiliate, and your local brokerage as well. Because then you're changing the frame of reference of the seller to the outcome, to the results you provide, not the cost of the services rendered. There's a big difference there in mindset, right? Because now they're seeing how they could actually save money by paying more. And remember, focus their attention to and use terms like this. It's a performance-based fee. We're never paid at all until you accept an offer and close on terms and a price that you're comfortable with, right? So we're not paid that number that might be slightly higher than the next until we deliver outstanding results for you. Those are some tips. Those are some strategies that we've implemented in our real estate practice as a luxury broker and top luxury team to get success, to defend our commission, our value proposition, and our livelihood, really, our income at the end of the day. Because what we do as agents, most people don't realize, is actually challenging. It's very labor intensive. We have a lot of different hats to wear, and we provide a valuable service. So don't let anybody kid you and tell you otherwise. Hopefully you get some value from this. If you did, please let me know. Leave me a comment, share this with somebody like it. And as always, put some of these tactics into play. Start to get results in your business. I hope this helped you in some way. To your success, your happiness, and your freedom. We'll talk to you next week.